Joining us from the White House this morning is David Plouffe, Senior Advisor to President Obama. Good to have you with us this morning. I'm guessing you're a little tired this morning, so we appreciate it.
Of course, Erica. Good to be with you.
As we look at what has gone on now and how contentious it has been in public, give us an idea. To get to this point, how contentious were those negotiations?
Well, these were tough negotiations. And, for a while there, the president asked the country last week to lift up their voices and contact Congress and demand compromise. And finally, in the closing hours here, we saw leaders in both parties compromising to get a result that produces good deficit reduction in the front end of about $1 trillion. This fall, Congress is going to work on things like tax reform and entitlement reform to get additional deficit reduction. Most importantly, this now is going to be lifted over our economy. And one of the big battles was many Republicans in Congress wanted this to continue again in 5 or 6 months, that we'd have this debate all over again. And I think anybody who's been watching your program or others would say that would be a bad idea for the country and our economy.
You mentioned the leaders coming together and the fact that there is a deal on the table now, but let's be honest, the leaders haven't necessarily been the problem. The problem here are the rank and file members of both parties. Are you confident that this will in fact pass? Doesn't seem to be a lot of concern about the Senate, but specifically in the House.
I think on balance, this is something we're going to make the strong case should be passed. Because one, it does significant deficit reduction in the front end. Two, it holds out the promise for a lot more this fall, done in a more balanced way. And three, if Congress doesn't act, there will be additional deficit reduction, but it's going to be done in a very careful way so that half of those additional savings come from defense and programs like Medicare beneficiaries, Medicaid, children's health care will be protected.
Mm-hmm. The headlines are not all kind this morning. The front page of USA Today talks about the political damage done to the president. Words have been thrown out there like diminished, surrendered, capitulation, and his latest approval rating now at 40%. How much damage has this done to the president and to his political capital?
Well, we're not concerned about any of that. What we were concerned about is making sure the United States didn't default for the first time and signing a package here that we thought wouldn't harm the economy in the short run and would. Now, living within our means, reducing deficit is an important part of how we're going to grow the economy going forward. But there's a lot more we need to do. The debate in Washington here has been, I think, really confined to this in the last few weeks, and that's not helpful because there's a lot we need to do. But this has been, as the president said last night, it's been messy. I think the American people obviously would like a little bit more compromise and a little less shouting. That's the leadership the president tried to bring. And hopefully moving forward here, our leaders in Congress, particularly in the Republican Party, will learn that this can't be my way or the highway, that any agreement in divided government is going to have to be based on compromise.
David Plouffe, thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks, Erica.